Bobosi Tiberius here with round 2 of a Memorial Day MCQ on MTGO. 2 lands with Crucible is rough. We do have the Path as well as the Archangels. This is keepable. It's borderline, but it's keepable. We are on the play. So we will start with the Plains and pass. Opponent starts with a Swamp into a Thoughtseize. This could still be one of the value decks, the BGX decks. It could be a lot of different things though with just a basic Swamp. It's actually the exact basic Swamp I use in all my paper decks. It's a beautiful one. They take the Path. So taking the Path tells me this is most likely BGX and they just started off oddly. It could still be a lot of different things. We are bummed they took the Path here because we got the Martyr, but we'll see what happens next. We don't want to crack the Martyr unless we absolutely have to here. We'd much rather wait a turn. Blooming Marsh, so this could just be just rock. Which the rock decks can be a bit more consistent than other versions of the decks that run the third color. We get another Serra, so we're going to go for it here. We miss our third mana, which is a real bummer, but we'd rather have double Serra here. Now, Ooze is an issue. Ooze just eats all of our creatures out of the graveyard while gaining life. If they play a Dark Confidant, pairing that with Ooze is a very serious problem for us. The good news about this not being junk is they can't bolt us down to 29. So they can't attack until they answer this Serra Ascendant. So their best bet right now, if they are able to cast a removal spell on the Serra and pump the Ooze, then they're in the best shape. Yeah, so they will get us below 30 here if they play it right. And they do. Taking the Martyr, interestingly enough. So now we are just trying to draw lands to get to this Archangel. Our opponent's down to 4 cards. We are down to 4 cards as well. We're gonna play. Let's see if they know the interaction. Actually, let's try that. So the way this works is if they attack before removing the Serra, we can block with the Serra, and as long as they can't mark it for 6 damage, we get a 1/1. Now, it's irrelevant. We just get them to spend a push here. If they have a Lily, we're in pretty big trouble. They do not seem to be interested in casting other creatures here. Well, there's a Confidant. So we are very much behind in this game right now, as they will be able to gain life to neutralize the Confidant and draw an extra card a turn. Flagstones is fine here. We'll play the Crucible and pass. The only way we can win here is, I think, at this point, is if we draw another land and they attack with the Confidant. That will allow us to get somewhere, but we're still going to take a lot of damage while that is happening, and they're gaining a lot of life while that is happening as well. We're going to take 7 here, go down to 18. path works. We're going to path the ooze here. We really don't want to spend the whole game fighting against we are a graveyard deck, and we don't want to spend the entire game trying to stop that. We want 2 paths, obviously. We would have much rather that have been a Wrath, but Inquisition, so they'll cast that right away, one would imagine. And they'll see the trick we're trying to play. Get in for 2 here. And pass. Gideon. So the great thing about Gideon here is we can prevent all damage. Sorry, let's undo that. Just to show you here, they lose life, so preventing the damage from the Confidant doesn't stop them from losing life to the Confidant. Gideon also dodges their removal very, very well. So we've got that going for us. We still want to find an answer to the Confidant. Fatal Push is fine, where for the most part, nothing we are going to play right now is affected by Fatal Push. We get our 5th land here, so what we'll do is we'll emblem here and see if they will bite on that and try to get after the Gideon, and that will allow us to Archangel and take their Confidant. They trophy here. Now is just as good of a time to trophy as any other time, I suppose. We still get our emblem. They have a lot of cards here. They get a Blast Zone. So that's the first time, only the first or second time Confidant hasn't hit them. But they are up to 6 cards. There's a Goyf. Let's see if they go for it. We are going to make them pay for that. Let's see if they have something before the indestructible trigger happens. They do. So now we can start getting lands out of our deck with the double flagstones here, which thins our deck, but we are still very much in need of an answer here. And we can only thin our deck 3 times like that. We'll lose our mana here. They'll put a charge counter on Blast Zone. So we would, in theory, like to hit Blast Zone before they're able to hit our Crucible. We don't. Nihil Spellbomb is a good way to nuke our graveyard right now. They are pretty far ahead of us, but we're not too sad. A single Wrath gets there for us, though they have just so many cards in hand. For a junk deck on turn 9 to have 5 cards in hand is quite the powerhouse. They just attack with Goyf, playing it smart here. We'll flash in another Archangel and hope for the best. It does get the indestructible trigger here. So we can just block. Ghostly Prison seems very good here. They have the mana to pay for it, unfortunately. But if they don't Blast Zone or Crucible, then we're okay. We can start putting back, now that we have Mistveil's active, we can spend our mana putting back cards. We're gonna attack here in the air. Try to make sure we pressure their life total as much as we possibly can, because one of the only things we can do to try to win this at this point is hope they start flipping Confidants. They will put a counter on Blast Zone here. They'll put, oh, they're just gonna blow up Archangel straight away. Seems logical, seems fine. They can also Field of Ruin or Mistveil Plains here. Let's put another Gideon down. Let's maximize our chances of drawing Gideon, since we have the emblem. That is a good move. That puts us on a clock. They Maelstrom Pulse the Ghostly Prison as well. They've just been drawing all of their stuff here. So I'm happy they let us keep the Crucible. Now I'm even happier that they let us keep the Crucible. We're gonna start trying to get them off of mana. It's very difficult to do since they're a black-green deck. They're only running 2 colors, so it's gonna take us a while here. And oh, it really doesn't matter. We're dead next turn. It really doesn't matter. We're dead next turn. Boom, Emrakul. Flip Emrakul like a boss. So they take game 1 from us. Did not see enough removal here. I was kind of thoughtful about this being a possibility, and that's why we brought the Celestial Purges. We'll take a peek at those. We'll take a peek at these. I don't think we bring in the Mindcensor. Let's kick the tires on the Rest in Peace, honestly. Cleansing Nova seems terrible. We can cut 1 prison. I don't want to cut all the prisons, but I will cut some number of prisons. My gut says Squadron Hawk is really bad in this matchup. I think we're going to follow that instinct and see where it takes us. I definitely want to keep the Ruined Halos in. I want to keep... If we're taking out the... If we're putting in Rest in Peace, we can actually take out the Proclamation of Rebirths as well. So this is very much just running kind of a value setup. We'll keep the Hallowed Burial, we'll keep the Wrath, we'll keep 2 prisons in. That seems fine. We will take the play. There are a few players who say to take the draw here. That hand is not good enough. This hand is much better. I don't think you do that. I think just what we have here, the ability to be very aggressive, allows us some more interesting lines. We're gonna try to... We'll keep our Serra here, and we'll just play a Plains and pass. If we get Thought Seized, I think they take the Ranger. If we get Inquisitioned, I think they take the Gideon. Taking a removal spell seems awkward. It is an Inquisition. Let's see what is more valuable to their hand right now, whether they take the Purge or the Gideon. They take the Gideon, like I thought. Can we draw something good here? Not really. We draw Plains, and we'll pass. We are a little worried about a Thoughtseize here. Thoughtseize to take the Purge or the Ranger would really set us back here. They're going to shock in Overgrown Tomb for a Confidant. And we will just purge that right away. And then we'll use Field of Ruin to take their Overgrown Tomb. This forces them to have a black source right now for Liliana. And if they don't have a way to get an untapped black source in, they can't cast Lily against us next turn. Bitter Blossom. We're actually okay with Bitter Blossom. Hex Parasite. We'll just pass it here. We're going to try to save that Serra for when we draw our 4th mana. We're really disappointed that we can't get a 4th mana yet. Getting Ranger down would have been very helpful for us. Blooming Marsh comes down, as does a Dark Confidant. So they're going to be hitting their life total pretty hard here. We draw a Ghost Quarter, so Ranger comes down. We'll start with the Bad Art Ranger. And now the move is to get 2 Martyrs and just try to race them. We'll get the Walking Ballista with the next one. We'll go Walking Ballista Serra with the next Ranger. But what we do here is try to attack them aggressively and hope they accidentally kill themselves with Bitter Blossom triggers and Confidant triggers. Verdant Catacombs is the reveal. They take 1 on the Bitter Blossom trigger. 5 cards in hand. Kalitas. Kalitas is an issue for us. At this point, we kind of want to draw a Wrath. Not gonna lie. We're gonna let that come in. And we just draw the Walking Ballista, so that's nice. We'll get a Martyr and a Serra here. 7 cards in hand, 5 of them white. Gonna use Ranger to block and just kind of hope that they keep pinging themselves out of the game. Scavenging Ooze comes down. We're down to 12. So now we really need a Wrath. The only other play we have here is to Ballista the Ooze next turn. And they actually won't be able to get it up unless they kill. Oh, the interesting, they trophy here. So that gives us a mana, but it doesn't put the creature into the graveyard because of Kalitas. So we can just Ballista them off of Ooze here. And that is fine. Do we need to Ballista them off of Ooze, though? I think we do. I apologize for that. That will get... What do they take here? They can take a Martyr. They can take a Walking Ballista. I mean, they're all good takes, if I'm being perfectly honest. They take the Ballista, so they leave us no choice. I still think the play is to cast Martyr in Serra here and just, again, try to get to a point where we're racing them. They can't gain life while Kalatas is out. That's an interesting little anti-synergy in the deck. So if we crack now, we go up to 26. So we will not crack now. We will save that for a block. Bitter Blossom will get them down to 11. Confidant for a fatal push gets them down to 10. They are generating a ton of zombies against us here, which does expedite their clock pretty significantly. EE on 1 will destroy just my Martyr. They'll fatal push their own Dark Confidant. So now that plan is out, and we need a Wrath here now. They exile Ballista to gain some life. Exile Confidant to gain some life. They come over for a significant amount. We will block Martyr here. And activate Martyr to gain 12. That gives them a zombie. We go down to 16. Another Plains. We'll play another Martyr here. So now we will have Emeria mana locked up. They killed their own Confidant, so if we draw a Wrath, we are set. There's another Confidant. Will they attack before they EE, though? EE would have gotten in 4 damage there. Will gain 9, which neutralizes most of this. We will take some excess damage. So we gain 9, which neutralizes the 6 zombies and 3 of the tokens. So we'll end up going down to 12 here. We really need to draw a Wrath. We'll go down to 10 here. And they'll go up from the lifelink. Oh, I forgot to hit Ghost Quarter there, which would have potentially gotten that out. So right now, Hex Parasite allows us to trade. So we remove the counter from engineered explosives there, which allows us to trade with their Kalatas if they attack with it. Or trade with their Ooze if they attack with it. While also gaining us some life. We have to be careful here. Oh no, that changes everything. So they get Liliana here. Yeah, we're likely just dead. We can remove 2 counters now to not take damage. It's functionally, all things being equal, the same. All things being equal, it's functionally the same as not doing that. So let's do some quick math here. This pushes us up to, Serra and Serra push us up to 14. We block Kalatas. That means it looks as if we're dead no matter what here. It really does. So if we take 2 away, we're at 6. We take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are we just barely not dead? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We can go up to 14. So we are dead, it would appear. So we'll just let that happen. See what all they attack with. Play a Verdant Catacombs. And they do attack with everything, which will kill us. So we go up to 16 here, generating 14 here, generating a zombie, and we'll take 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we'll die at -3 here. Let's see what we would have drawn. That would have helped. And that would have helped. So we were close there. But still problematic. We are now pretty much dead in this MCQ, but we're going to keep playing it. See if we can get to, like, it's 9 rounds, so we're going to approach this as if we were at a GP and needed to make day 2, is how we approach it. See you in the next one.